So, we were discussing the shape of the Earth, and we have said that shape of the Earth is a spherical, but Earth is not perfect square. In fact, it is little flattened on the ends. What does that mean? That if this is Earth, that is like looks like sphere, and these are the poles, North Pole and South Pole, right? Because of the rotation, because Earth is rotating continuously, right? अब जब भी कोई चीज rotate करती है, then there would be a centrifugal force, right? And this force is maximum at this place, and because of that, it's get like tensed. यहाँ पर थोड़ा खिंचाव होता है, and इसकी shape कुछ इस तरह से बन जाती है, kind of elliptical, like that. That means it is flattened on the ends and gets you know, stretched in this equator or in the central site, right? Like, for example, like orange. If you see the orange, it looks like that, right? So this is about the shape of the Earth, and geoid means that one is this, that it is flattened on the ends and stretched on the in the central part, that is equator. And apart from that, Earth is not a plane surface. There are certain mountains and there are certain trenches as well, right? So that is again a specific, unique kind of shape, that is geoid. So after that, we will start with new chapter, that is the latitudes and longitudes, right? Latitudes and longitudes. So there are specific terms, right? First of all, you'll just see that what is this latitude and longitude? As we have read already about the Earth, that Earth rotates on its axis, right? Suppose this is axis along which Earth is rotating. So these 2 points are called North Pole and South Pole. ये सब चीजें हालांकि आप लोगों ने पढ़ रखी होंगी, right? In your school time. So this is called the axis, right? And these are the poles, North Pole and the South Pole. So इसमें लिख लो आप लोग. Axis means an imaginary straight line. Axis means an imaginary straight line joining the 2 poles on which the Earth rotates. Joining the 2 poles on which Earth rotates, and poles are the 2 points, and poles are the 2 points on the Earth through which the imaginary axis passes. So these are the poles. Now what is latitude? You can write down. Latitudes are imaginary circles. Latitudes are imaginary circles running parallel to the equator. Running parallel to the equator. because Earth is a sphere. Because Earth is a sphere, then there are number of circles which we can draw in this sphere, right? Now this central diameter is a biggest circle that we can draw, right? और जैसे जैसे आप ऊपर जाते जाएंगे, the circles would be shortened. So all these circles which we can draw are called the latitudes, right? So latitude is what? Latitude is a complete circle. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? If you will draw, जैसे suppose this is Earth, so if you will draw one circle out of this Earth, then it would be a latitude. So the middle circle is called equator, and it is a 0-degree latitude. And it is a 0-degree latitude. So likewise, if we go upside, so how these latitudes are calculated? Right. Suppose if you want to see this latitude, मान लीजिए इस latitude क्या आपको निकालना है, that what is this latitude, then what you need to do, you will join this point to the center of the Earth, right? So what would be the angle of this point at the surface of the Earth would be that latitude. अब जैसे कि मान लीजिए नॉर्थ पोल का आपको निकालना है, so this angle from the equator is 90 degree. So that is why North Pole is 90 degree latitude. So suppose this latitude, this angle is 10 degree, then it would become 10 degree latitude. So likewise, if you go to the southern side, then this latitude of the South Pole is again 90 degree. So we can divide this Earth into two hemispheres. Hemispheres means the half. This is the northern hemisphere and this is the southern hemisphere. So in the northern hemisphere, the latitudes are represented by the symbol of N. N means north. So this is 90 degree north and this is 90 degree south. So latitude varies from 90 degrees south to 90 degree north. Right? What is the angular difference between 90 degree, this latitude of North Pole and South Pole? कितना angular difference होगा दोनों poles में? 180 degree. Because ये 0 90 degree इस तरह से मूव करेंगे तो 90 degree एंगल बनाएगा और ये अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में बढ़ रहा है. So 90 degree plus 90 180 degree का angular difference है दोनों latitudes में. Okay. So whatever, if you are able to understand, इसमें लिखो next line में, equator divides Earth into two parts. Equator divides Earth into two parts, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Next line में लिखो आप लोग, latitude is a measure of the angular distance of a given point. The angular distance of a given point from the equator. It is measured in degrees. From the equator, it is measured in the degrees from the equator towards either pole. Measured in degrees from the equator towards either pole, EITHER, either pole. And if you know that in our school time, we have seen that 1 degree can further divide it into minutes, right? And 1 degree is equal to how much minutes? Yes. I think this is a basic thing that we read in school as well. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. और इसको सिंबल से डिनोट किए जाते हैं 60 के ऊपर एक लगाए जाते हैं. And as we know that in 1 minute there are 60 seconds, so it could be further divided into 60 second as well. Sorry, in second as well. So 60 into 60. सेकंड के लिए दो ये यूज किए जाते हैं, राइट? अजीब सा लग रहा है ये. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. याद है आप लोगों ने स्कूल टाइम में ऐसा कुछ पढ़ा था हम लोगों ने? ओके, वट एवर, नहीं भी पढ़ा था आप लोग समझ जाओ. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and right, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So इसको भी and the latitude of north pole is equal to 90 degree north, and latitude of south pole is equal to 90 degrees south, and latitude of equator is 0 degree. नेक्स्ट लाइन से लिखो, all points north of equator are called north latitudes. All points north of equator are called north latitudes. Similarly, all points south of the equator are called south latitude. The value of every latitude is therefore followed by either the word north या वर्ड मत लिखो, either the letter north or S respectively. And if N is mentioned, that means that latitude belongs to the northern hemisphere, and if S is mentioned, it belongs to the southern hemisphere. Now, I think we need to stop here, right? Next heading देके छोड़ दो आप लोग, important parallels. Or you can say important latitudes, right? That we'll discuss in next class. If you have any doubt regarding anything till now, you can ask me right now. Yes. Yes. Or if you have any doubt in revision or whatever, you can ask me. So if there is no, then yes, Mankan? No. So if there is no, then we'll meet after 10 minutes, right? With economics. So, well, in last class in economics, we were discussing about, first of all, we have discussed the gross value added method for GDP, right? Particularly the production method. And we have calculated the formulas for GDP, GNP, this NDP, NNP, and NNP at factor cost. And then we have seen what is the national income. And after that, we have discussed the personal income, right? And we have also compared between nominal GDP and real GDP. And then we have discussed the consumer price index. We have discussed the GDP deflator. And Rashi has asked for CPI. What is CPI? So CPI stands for consumer price index, as we know. And GDP deflator that we have seen, that was the ratio of nominal GDP versus real GDP. And that gives us the increase of price or inflation at the factory level, right? And consumer price index, that is also a measure of inflation, right? Or you can say the price increase, but that is on the perspective of consumers, right? So consumer price index means, अब जो यहाँ पर price लेंगे हम लोग, that price would be a market price. That price would be a retail price, जो consumers को पड़ता है. Suppose I will take an example. Suppose we will take a cold drink bottle, right? Or a water bottle. We can take water bottle also, mineral water bottle. For consumer, almost all water bottles are 20 rupees, right? 1 liter water bottle, if I will compare. But at the factory level, its price could be rupees 5. Suppose, take rupees 5, right? So suppose, अभी एक साल में उसकी costing 5 से 6 rupees पे increase हुई है, right? Then as per GDP deflator, we'll take 6 by 5 as a ratio, right? Because at factory level, its cost has been increased by 1 rupee. So if you will calculate the inflation in terms of GDP deflator, that is 6 by 5 in 1 year. अब suppose इस water bottle का price एक साल में 20 से 22 rupees हुआ, right? Then as per the consumer price index, this price increase is 22 divided by 20. So in that way, these two measures are different, right? और इस तरह के हमने example लिया था. So for straightforwardly, consumer price index on the perspective of consumers, and it takes the retail price as the price, whereas GDP deflator takes the factory price, factory outlet price. So after that, we need to note down the wholesale price index as a heading, and I will see what is this wholesale price index. I think यहीं से start करना है हम लोगों को, right? You can write down when goods are traded in bulk, such as raw materials, or semi-finished goods, which are not purchased by consumers, are also included in wholesale price index, or WPI. In USA, it is called producer price index. In USA, it is called producer price index or PPI. Producer price index or PPI. Now you need to understand one thing. So wholesale price index, what kind of price we take here? We take the wholesale price. In consumer price index, we take the retail price. In GDP deflator, we take the factory outlet price. Apart from that difference, there is one more difference. As we move towards from GDP deflator to consumer price index, less goods would be included. because in consumer price index only finished goods would be included, which are directly consumed by the consumers. But factory also creates, for example, जैसे हम लोगों ने iPhone का example लिया था, so factory also creates the chips, Bluetooth chips, Wi-Fi chips, but these are not directly consumed by the retail users, which are used in the iPhone. So what in the factory outlet in GD deflator, all those goods are included. I mean, goods means goods and services. All those goods and services are included in GD deflator. But when we move towards wholesale price index, right, certain goods could be not included, which are coming from the factory to factory, right? अब wholesale price index में कुछ goods कम हो जाएंगी, and here wholesale में suppose there is a one person who is assembling the computer, उसकी कंपनी है जो कि सिर्फ कंप्यूटर असेंबल करने का काम करता है. Now there are wholesalers in the Nehru market of Delhi which are selling those the parts of those computer. वो पर्सन जयपुर से सपोज वो होलसेल मार्केट से परचेज करता है इक्विपमेंट्स एंड असेंबल करके उसको फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट की तरह से कंप्यूटर को पूरा सेल आउट कर रहा है. So in wholesale price index, all those goods are also included which are collected in bulk, जैसे कि Wi-Fi chips or Bluetooth chips or whatever, right? So that is another difference, that in consumer price index only finished goods are included. In wholesale price index, bulk goods are included. In GD deflator, in fact, each and every goods and services are included, right? So now we'll compare CPI versus GDP deflator. अब एक साइड में आप CPI लिखो और दूसरी साइड में लिखो आप GDP deflator. CPI versus GDP deflator. CPI की साइड में लिखो आप लोग, फर्स्ट पॉइंट, it does not include all goods. It does not include all goods. Whereas in GDP deflator, it includes all goods. It includes all goods. Second point, in CPI, it includes prices of, in CPI, it includes prices of imported goods as well. It includes prices of imported goods as well. Whereas in GDP deflator, it does not include prices of imported goods. Prices of imported goods. Thirdly, in CPI, it includes only retail price. That is directly paid by the consumer. Whereas in GDP deflator, it includes prices at the factory outlets. So now these are the three measures of inflation. इसको हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करने वाले inflation topic. Don't worry. So all these three indices are used to analyze the inflation in our country. But right now, the prime index that we use to measure the inflation is CPI. Right? उसके बारे में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. So next heading लिखो आप लोग, financial year in India. Financial year in India. Now you need to understand that in different countries, they use different measure for the financial year. For example, in USA, they take from like 1st January to 31st December. That is a financial year. But in India, the financial year that we take starts from 1st April to 31st March. Now, if you will talk with any businessman or any bank, everybody in March gets busy, right? Why? Because financial year ends in India on 31st of March, right? So for all theoretical as well as practical purposes, फाइनेंशियल ईयर इन इंडिया इज यूज फ्रॉम द 1 अप्रैल टू 31 मार्च। इसीलिए हम जब भी आप देखो, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बोला कि आप लोग जीडीपी के फिगर्स निकाल कर लेकर आना, व्हाट आई सेड 2019 20, आई नॉट आस्क्ड 2020। अब ये अंडरस्टूड है, तो 1920 का मतलब आई एम आस्किंग फॉर फ्रॉम 1 अप्रैल 2019 टू 31 March 2020। Is it clear? That is why every time, whenever we talk about the GDP figures, GNP figures, or any other this kind of figure, right? We always use this term 1920, 1819, 2021, like that. So this is the first thing. And if you understood this concept, now you can write down. You know, in last class we have read about the concept of real GDP. And what was the real GDP? Yes, anybody? Which uses the constant prices, and constant prices means the prices of base year। हम एक साल को, किसी एक फाइनेंशियल ईयर को हम लोग बेस ले लेते हैं कि सारे जितने भी फर्दर ईयर्स के कैलकुलेशन होंगी वो उस बेस ईयर के प्राइसेस के हिसाब से होगी, राइट। सो एट प्रेजेंट base year that we use in India is, anybody? 11-12, yes। देखो आप लोग, at present base year is 2011-12। To calculate real GDP, to calculate real GDP at constant prices, to calculate real GDP at constant prices, D.V. Sadananda Gowda, D.V. Sadanand Gowda, D.V. Sadanand Gowda, comma, Union Minister for Statistics, Union Minister for Statistics and Program Implementation, Union Minister for Statistics and Program Implementation, comma, announced, comma, announced that there is a need to change, that there is a need to change base year, need to change base year to 2017-18 to 2017-18 to calculate real GDP, to calculate real GDP and CPI, to calculate real GDP and CPI. So government, and इस तरह से लिखो, and currently government is also considering, and currently government is also considering to change the base year, to change the base year to 2021 to 2021. But it is not finalized yet. But it is not finalized yet. So currently, the base year is 2011-12. So current status is the base year that we use is 2011-12. Next line से लिखो आपको, before January 2015, before January 2015, The base year that we have used was 2004-5. The base year that we have used was 2004-5, and it was updated by Central Statistics Office, CSO. It was updated by Central Statistics Office or CSO to 2011-12 to 2011-12. Replacing the base year of 2004-5. Replacing the base year for 2004-5. And you know the current figures for the nominal GDP and the real GDP. For the 2018-19, it is nearly 10%. For real GDP, this figure is around 6.5%. Whereas for the financial year 2019-20, these figures are like 7% and 4%. We do not have the concrete figures for 2020-21, but till 20, yes, we have figures. This is the GDP growth rate. What is this? In fact, it is not nominal GDP, it is nominal GDP growth rate. And it is real GDP growth rate. मतलब कितने परसेंट से इंक्रीज हुई है जीडीपी? कितने परसेंट से इंक्रीज हुई है, मतलब लास्ट ईयर से कितने परसेंट से इंक्रीज हुई है? इज इट क्लियर? तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, यहाँ पर नॉमिनल जीडीपी ऑफ 2018-19, इसका मतलब ये है जीडीपी ऑफ नॉमिनल जीडीपी, बिकॉज रियल जीडीपी को हम लोग इस तरह से लिखते हैं जीडीपी. सो नॉमिनल जीडीपी ऑफ 2018-19 10% का मतलब माइनस जीडीपी ऑफ 2017-18 डिवाइड बाय जीडीपी ऑफ 2017-18 into 100. एंड कौन से प्राइस हम लोगों ने यूज किए नॉमिनल जीडीपी में? ऑब्वियसली करंट प्राइसेस. दैट मींस वी हैव यूज्ड द प्राइसेस ऑफ द 2018-19, प्राइसेस ऑफ 17-18, प्राइसेस ऑफ 17. इन रियल जीडीपी व्हाट दैट मीन, मैं स्मॉल में लिख रहा हूं, इसका मतलब प्राइसेस हम यूज कर रहे हैं कांस्टेंट ईयर की, बेस ईयर की, दैट इज 2011-12. जीडीपी ऑफ 2018-19 माइनस जीडीपी ऑफ 2017-18 डिवाइड बाय जीडीपी ऑफ 17-18 into 100. मतलब लास्ट ईयर से हमने कितना इंक्रीज किया है? दैट इज दिस परसेंटेज. एंड वी आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस ग्रोथ रेट, दैट हाउ मच वी आर ग्रोइंग. And in growth rate as well, we are interested only in this, because this figure does not give us clear picture, as I told you, because of inflation, price increase. So इसलिए जब भी GDP growth rate की बात की जाती है, that means it's self understood that we are talking about real GDP growth rate that is calculated based on the base year. So you can clearly see that our GDP growth rate is very less right now. In 2021 के figures अभी estimate नहीं हुए हैं. I think last quarter का 1 point something. It's very less, right? So we'll see that what is 2021 का कोई figures आप न्यूज़पेपर में आते हैं तो उसको नोट कर लेना आप लोग, because अभी तो projections ही होंगी, because अभी actual तो नहीं आया, right? इसमें आगे लिखो आप लोग. Now to change the base, ये नेक्स्ट लाइन से लिखो, एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं हम लोग. To change the base year, to change the base year to 2017-18 to 2017-18 and yeah or लिखो or 2020-21 2017-18 or 2020-21 would be a terrible idea, would be a terrible idea, as these were the years, as these were the years which do not provide us clear picture of economy, which do not provide us the clear picture of economy. Why I am saying so? Because in this year of 2017-18, because in the year of 2017-18, there was instability in the economy. There was instability in the economy due to implementation of demonetization and GST. Because in this year there was instability due to implementation of demonetization and GST. Whereas in 2021, whereas in the year of 2021, there was instability due to COVID-19 pandemic. There was instability due to COVID-19 pandemic. Right? If you remember that this demonetization, when it was implemented, what was the date? Yes. 16 or 18, are you sure? 8th November, yes. 8th November 2016. And when this GST was implemented, first of all, year 17, month, July, 1st July. So, so this was a financial year which was affected by these two factors, demonetization and GST. And that is why, अब इसको base year लेंगे, so definitely prices were fluctuating. Right? We cannot take that there was a stable economy, prices were stable. This kind of thing was not there in this particular financial year. And in fact, if you will see the recent newspapers, then you will see that government is also thinking of to create. अभी मार्च या अप्रैल के आसपास न्यूज आई थी that government is wanted to create 2021 as a base year. I'm not sure that who is giving that good idea to our prime minister and all this finance minister, right? Because this again, this year is affected, totally affected by the COVID-19. So prices were very much fluctuated. अभी आप देखो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आइटम्स के एकदम से प्राइस बढ़ गए, पेट्रोलियम प्राइसेस एकदम से भी बढ़े हुए, right? So there are so many things. So definitely it's a terrible idea. So इस तरह के क्वेश्चन यदि आता आपके एग्जाम एनालिटिकल क्वेश्चन मेंस में GS3 में, so you can like say that it's not a good idea. If you want to change base year, that should be base year should be very stable. There should be stability in the economy. So there is one more thing. First of all, if you want to compare the country, आप लोग में से कुछ लोग interested होंगे कि like what is the rank of India in terms of total GDP in the world? So you can write down. India's rank in terms of total GDP in the world is fifth. Is fifth. इसका मतलब क्या है? That in one financial year, in terms of total number of production of goods and services, India is producing fifth largest goods and services in all over the world. So first is, what could be first? US. Second, third, yes, Japan. fourth Germany, and fifth is India. India before that was at the seventh position, but I mean last year it uplifted to the fifth position. So India की GDP आप लोगों ने कितनी बताई, अराउंड कितनी है? Yes. तो 19 का डेटा मैं आपको देता हूं, अराउंड $2.87 ट्रिलियन, राइट? एंड द जीडीपी ऑफ यूएसए इज अराउंड, ये जस्ट नॉलेज के लिए, इसको याद नहीं करना फिगर्स को, 21.43 ट्रिलियन डॉलर। चाइना 14.34, जापान 5.08 अराउंड, एंड जर्मनी 3.86। अभी जर्मनी का ग्राफ थोड़ा सा डाउन हो रहा है, राइट? बाकी सबका ग्राफ थोड़ा सा उठा है। चाइना हैज आल्सो इंक्रीज, यूएस इंक्रीज, जापान इंक्रीज, बट जर्मनी इज डिक्रीजिंग एंड इंडिया इज इंक्रीजिंग। सो मे बी आने वाले टाइम में इंडिया फोर्थ पोजीशन में आएगा, मे बी इन 2 or 3 years, राइट? Now this is in the absolute terms. Look, overall goods and production of goods and services. This is the rank. But in terms of PPP, next line se likho. India's rank of GDP in PPP terms. PPP means purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity is third. In PPP, India's rank is third after USA and China. After USA and China. On PPP basis, हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे what is this. On PPP basis, India ranked yeah, India ranked मत लिखो, India shares over 16%. India shares over 16%, 16% of total Asia's GDP. Of total Asia's GDP in bracket PPP. PPP in bracket. So now what is this purchasing power parity, right? So purchasing power parity means, because there is a differentiation of currency, that what is the value of currency, right? How much goods we can buy from that currency. You know, what is the exchange rate right now? If you compare to dollar and rupee, it could be suppose ₹70, right? That is the difference. So, but so जैसे कि ये जो जीडीपी हमने फिगर बताया, लाइक जिसमें रैंक इंडिया की 7th आई, सॉरी 5th आई, राइट? इसमें हम लोगों ने देखा कि जैसे कि रुपीज में पहले कैलकुलेट कर लिया कि कितना गुड्स एंड प्रोडक्शन हमें किया, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज का रुपीज में कैलकुलेट किया, उसके बाद एक्सचेंज रेट से डिवाइड कर दिया डॉलर में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, तो उसे जो फिगर आया $2.87 ट्रिलियन। बट इट डजंट प्रोवाइड द क्लियर पिक्चर ऑफ इंडियाज इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रेंथ। व्हाई? बिकॉज हो सकता है कि भले एक्सचेंज रेट ऐसा हो कि $1 इज इक्वल टू 70 रुपीज, लेकिन सपोज हमें समोसा परचेज करना, राइट? देन इंडिया की प्राइस क्या है रुपीज में? अराउंड 20, मे बी दैट वेरी कॉस्टली, बट आई थिंक 10 रुपीज, राइट? अराउंड 10 रुपीज, राइट? अब पता लगा यूएसए में आप समोसा परचेज करने जा रहे हो, पता लगा आपसे $0.5 ले लिया उन्होंने, या मे भी $1 ले लिया पूरा का पूरा। भी वैसा देखा जाए तो $1 70 रुपीज का है, लेकिन आप देखो समोसे की टर्म्स में देखा जाए तो एक्सचेंज रेट क्या आएगी, $1 इज इक्वल टू 10 रुपीज। सो परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी में we also take this concept that how much goods you can purchase, goods and services you can purchase for that profit. Is it clear what I'm saying, sir? Okay. So in that, in purchasing power parity, yeah, it's true, right? यदि आप लोग like if you purchase in dollars, then things are very costly, especially for food items are costly in foreign countries. So next is inflation index used in India. वहां पर फॉरेन में आप लोगों को इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आइटम सस्ती मिलेंगी, ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर सस्ता मिलेगा, बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ फूड इट्स कॉस्टली। इन्फ्लेशन इंडेक्स यूज्ड इन इंडिया। द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया और आरबीआई, द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया और आरबीआई on 1st April 2014, on 1st April 2014, 1st April 2014, adopted CPI as the key measure of inflation, as the key measure of inflation, as the key measure of inflation. It was adopted based on Urjit Patel Committee. It was adopted based on Urjit Patel Committee. एक आप लोग होमवर्क डायरी लगाओ यदि आप लोगों ने नहीं लगाई है, राइट? एंड वट एवर होमवर्क आई विल आस्क यू टू प्रिपेयर, यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर। अब एक होमवर्क लिख लो आप लोग, यू नीड टू सी द रिकमेंडेशंस ऑफ उर्जित पटेल कमेटी। उर्जित पटेल कमेटी में क्या रिकमेंडेशंस दी थी वो आप लोग तैयार करके आओ। एंड एक और चीज, सिर्फ लिखना नहीं है, सिर्फ नोट्स नहीं बनाने हैं, यू नीड टू बी वेरी मच क्लियर कि क्या रिकमेंडेशंस थे, आपको याद भी होने चाहिए, राइट? So it was adopted based on Urjit Patel Committee. Till then, RBI was using WPI as inflation projections. Till then, RBI was using WPI as inflation projections. Urjit Patel Committee was of the view that CPI target should be set at 4%. CPI target should be set at 4%. with a band of plus minus 2%, with a band of plus minus 2%, which means in a range of 2% to 6%, which means in a range of 2% to 6%. So, inflation was always a big political issue as well as the social issue, right? Whenever the prices increase, specifically for onion, right, then there is a huge hue and cry in our country. So, so every government, whenever it joins, whenever it comes, right, they have certain targets, like, and the first and foremost target of any government is to balance this inflation. It should not be that high, right? Because it affects the politics also. So that is why in 2014, when this government assumed the power, right, they thought that what we need to do, what we need changes we need to make to control the inflation. Then they appointed the one committee that was the original committee, and this committee recommended for this to change the index. Earlier we have used the WPI. Now it asked to use CPI, right, as the index. So it asked the CPI as the index, right? And apart from that, apart from the changing the index, what else it said? It said that there should be the inflation target that it had put, that was 4%, right? And with plus minus 2%, that means it should not more than 6%, it should not be less than 2%. So more than 6% तो समझ में आता है. Why not less than 2%? What is the problem if there is inflation is like 0%? But it's not related to salary. It's related to the like purchasing of goods and services. Yeah. That's what you said. There will be. It shows lower demand. If the inflation is right 0, right? मान लीजिए 0% inflation है, price increase नहीं हो रहा. In fact, it shows that the growth rate is very less. If you want to grow our economy, prices should increase, right? Because increase of prices shows that there is a huge demand. अभी मान लीजिए इन्फ्लेशन 0% है, इसका मतलब इकोनॉमी में डिमांड जनरेट नहीं होगी, इसका मतलब ग्रोथ भी नहीं होगी, राइट? सो थोड़ी सी यदि हमें ग्रोथ चाहिए तो थोड़ी बहुत इन्फ्लेशन होनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज दैट मीन्स देयर इज लोअर डिमांड और लोअर ग्रोथ एज वेल. That is why they had made the target from 2% to 6%, right? And why, यदि ऐसा है कि इन्फ्लेशन डिनोट करता है ग्रोथ के लिए, then why the upper range 6%? Why not 10% or 12%? Yes, right. Because inflation is not always growth led. कुछ इन्फ्लेशन ऐसी भी होती है जो कि ग्रोथ के कारण नहीं होती, डिमांड इंक्रीज करने के कारण नहीं होती. देयर कुड बी सम अदर रीजंस एज वेल. फॉर एग्जांपल, हमारा पूरा सप्लाई साइड बिगड़ गया, राइट? दैट मींस वी आर नॉट प्रोड्यूसिंग इनफ. सपोज आवर फैक्ट्रीज आर गेटिंग शटिंग डाउन. सपोज आवर बैंक्स आर गेट डिफॉल्टेड, जो कि भी सिचुएशन हो रही है, राइट? इन दैट सिचुएशन इन्फ्लेशन राइज होगी बिकॉज आवर सप्लाई साइड हैज बीन अफेक्टेड. Is it clear? That we do not want. हम नहीं चाहते. And as Mankan said, that it also affect the purchasing power of the consumers as well. Right? So this concept should be very much clear. I am saying so because आप देखोगे प्रीलिम में और या मेन से क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व करोगे, आपको पता लगेगा कि मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन कंसेप्ट बेस्ड पे. And if these concepts are not clear, then things would become difficult. Now, what kind of CPI we use? What kind of CPI we use? That is CPI combined. That we use CPI combined. And what is the meaning of CPI combined? That two kind of CPI we calculate, right? One is CPI rural and other is CPI urban. And this CPI is calculated by an organization which is called Central Statistics Office. CSO. All these things are also important. Suppose there is a question on in prelim examination about CPI, right? Which of following is correct about the CPI? Then they can give the options. One of the option is like CPI is published by the NSSO or NSO. Right now it is NSO. Then that would be wrong because it is published by CSO. So it is CPI combined. It is calculated by the CSO, and the base year that they use to calculate CPI, base year for CPI is 2012. Base year for CPI that they use is 2012. अभी आप रिमार्क करके लिखो, apart from this CPI combined, that is CPI rural and CPI urban, they also calculate other CPIs as well. वो sector specific CPI है, right? It doesn't tell about the overall inflation. ये उस sector में कितने inflation है उसके बारे में बताता है. For example, there is one sector specific CPI, that is CPI IW, and IW stands for industrial workers. And now there could be a question on CPI IW as well. Why? Base year has been changed recently. And what is that now? 15, 16. So इसको आप लोग सब देख कर आना, like इसको होमवर्क में लिख लो. CPI IW का बेस ईयर अभी क्या है और कब चेंज हुआ ये. Apart from CPI IW, there are other CPIs like CPI AL, and AL stands for agricultural laborer. Apart from that, CPI RL. RL stands for rural laborers. And all these CPIs are calculated by, and all these CPIs have different base years, right? First of all, that you can see. Specifically CPI IW का question आ सकता है आपके एग्जाम में, इसका बेस ईयर देख कर आना आप लोग. And these CPIs are calculated by Labor Bureau. And these sector specific CPIs are calculated by Labor Bureau, right? Now WPI is computed by, next line se likho, WPI is computed by Office of Economic Advisor. Office of Economic Advisor in Ministry of Commerce and Industry. In Ministry of Commerce and Industry. On monthly basis. That means in each month they calculate WPI on monthly basis, and it is calculated by Economic Advisor in Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And base year that we use for WPI is 2004-5. 2004-5. And there are total 676, and there are total 676 items in WPI. To calculate inflation, obviously, WPI, right? And these items are categorized as, first of all, primary articles. primary articles which have weightage of 20.12, and primary articles can be further divided into food articles, and non-food and minerals. Like raw material, right? Metal, etc. Food articles have weightage of 14.34, 14.34, whereas non-food articles have weightage of 5.78. And if you take the total of these two, it is 20.12. Secondly, manufactured products have weightage of 64.97. It can be further divided into food products and non-food products. Food products have weightage of 9.97, whereas non-food products have weightage of 55. And last category is fuel and power. Fuel and power. And its weightage is 14.91. Its weightage is 14.91. And if you will take the sum total of all these articles, right, it's 100. That means this 20.12, 64.97 and 14.91. इस वेटेज का मतलब क्या हुआ? Maybe you have heard of the one term that is weighted average. Weighted average समझते हो आप लोग? That means whenever we calculate the price rise of food articles or primary articles, you should say, we take the weighted average, like price rise, change in price into 20.12, right? Plus this price change of this product, manufactured products, into 64.97. We will multiply the corresponding weightage, right? Divided by the total weight. In that way, we calculate, right? The overall change in price or overall inflation. तो भी आप लोग देखो कि फूड आर्टिकल्स को काफी कम वेटेज दिया गया है, राइट? WPI में दैट इज ओनली 14.34%. एंड food products are also there in manufacturing products like processed food. Processed food में क्या आ जाएगा? Like juice, like real juice, butter, etc. All these things are part of the processed food, and that is also a weightage of 9.97, right? Even if add that both this raw food and the processed food, still the weightage is less, around 23%. But consumer को सबसे ज्यादा effect किससे होता है? Food articles, right? Because these are the basic goods. That is why we have changed the method to consumer price index, right? Because इसमें food articles का काफी कम weightage. Now we'll see. अब इसमें एक लाइन लिख लो पहले WPI के अंदर. Among the manufactured products, highest weightage is given to chemical and chemical products. Highest weightage is given to chemical and chemical products. Right. Now you can write down about CPI. In WPI, we have seen there are 676 items. In CPI, there are 448 items in rural, CPI rural, and 460 items in CPI urban. 448 items in CPI rural and 460 items in CPI urban, which clearly shows that basket of CPI is broader than WPI. What does that mean? It clearly shows the number of items are more in CPI compared to WPI. If we add the both, it's more than 900, right? Compared to 676. Now again, we will see the weightage of certain items in CPI. This weightage is very important. और आप लोगों को weightage याद रखना है WPI के लिए as well as CPI के लिए, right? Questions can be asked. Before that, you can write down CPI is also released monthly basis. CPI is also released on monthly basis. And 12th of every month. And the 12th day of every month. And as I already told you that CPI is calculated by CSO, Central Statistics Office, right? Now we'll see the weightage. On one side there is item, on other side there is weightage. In item you can write down, first is food and beverages. And its weightage is 54.18. You can clearly see that the share of food articles in CPI is more than 50%. It's much higher than the weightage given in the WPI. हम लोगों ने देखा था कि WPI में raw food और processed food दोनों को यदि हम ऐड कर लें, so around 23% or 24%. But here the weightage is more than 50%. अब इस तरह क्वेश्चन आपके एग्जाम में आते हैं, right? लास्ट ईयर में आया था. So they can ask like, which item has the highest share in the CPI? I mean, इस तरह क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा, स्टेटमेंट आएगी, right? Like food has the highest share in the CPI. So second is pan, tobacco, and intoxicants. And one more thing, each and every word that we will read in this class is important. छोड़ने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है. अब ये मत सोचना कि ये कितने फिगर्स हैं कुछ छोड़ देते हैं, right? Each and everything that we are discussing in class is important. Because I already left the things that we need to leave, right? So pan, tobacco, and intoxicants have share of 3.26%. Then clothing and footwear. 7.36%. Next, fuel and light. (7.94%). Next, miscellaneous or other items. Miscellaneous or other items. It has share of 27.26%. And overall total is 100%. Right? So you can write down from next line. GDP deflator is also calculated by CSO. GDP deflator, अब ये भी स्टेटमेंट आ सकती है कि कौन सी एजेंसी इसको रिलीज करती है. And we have seen CPI combined and GDP deflator both are released by CSO, Central Statistics Office, right? Central Statistics Office. But it is released on quarterly basis. It is released on quarterly basis. On quarterly basis. And with a 2-month lag. And with a 2-month lag. This is the reason that GDP deflator is not used. This is the reason that GDP deflator is not used to measure inflation in country. Right? GDP deflator के लिए बेस सीरीज कौन सी यूज करते हैं हम लोग? For GDP deflator, which base year we use? Yes? Obviously. I wanted to check your presence of mind only. GDP deflator का मतलब नहीं, अब देखा रेशियो क्या है? Yes? Nominal GDP divided by real GDP. और real GDP के लिए हम कौन सा base year यूज करते हैं? 2011. So obviously, for GDP deflator also, same meaning. Right? So this is the information, and अब एक heading देके छोड़ दो because time is about to over. Cost inflation index that we will discuss in next class. Cost inflation index or CII. Cost inflation index or CII. अब इन सब के बेस ईयर याद कर लेना आप लोग. कौन सी एजेंसी किसको रिलीज करती है वो याद करना आप लोगों को. आप लोगों को वेटेज याद करने फॉर WPI एंड फॉर CPI. Right? And you must note down the homework which I gave you. For example, Urjit Patel committee, I gave you one of the homework, right? So now if there is any doubt regarding anything, you can ask me right now. Yes. Understood each and everything? Okay, no worries. So you just, as I always tell you that like, आप लोगों को notes revise करते रहना है, right? Maybe this weekend or next weekend, we will take a test, right? First test will be prelim test, objective test, right? Then we'll see. Because till now, the things that we have discussed that are more of prelim based. You're not seeing the analytical aspects of these kind of things. So as we proceed in the syllabus, then definitely I will take the mains test as well, what we are reading. And one more thing, whenever you would write test, right, you never think like that it's a just usual test, it's a just academic test, and you need to see like that it's a like UPSC examination. And I would give my best, I would give my 100%, I would revise each and everything multiple times so that I would get the maximum marks. That is the only key to get the confidence, right? कोई क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिख कर आओगे आप लोग? अब एक क्वेश्चन लिखो, उसका आंसर लिख कर आना आप लोग. What is the use of base year in the economy? What is the use of base year in the economy? Question mark. Recently, government is considering to opt a new base year as 2020-21 as 2020-21. What are its implications? What are its implications? Question mark. That's it. अभी आप लोगों को स्ट्रक्चर जो आपको क्वेश्चन का होना चाहिए, आंसर का, ये समझना आप लोग. Only for new students I'm talking about, who have never written this kind of answers. In general, you will start from the introduction and the body part and then conclusion. अभी ये इसमें ये भी लिख लो आप लोग, इट्स ए 150 वर्ड्स क्वेश्चन, 10 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है और 150 वर्ड्स के अंदर होना चाहिए. तो 150 वर्ड्स में मान लीजिए मैं पेज की बात करूं, देयर आर 2 पेजेस, तो 2 पेज से ज्यादा का नहीं होना चाहिए आंसर, राइट, विद इन 2 पेज. 1.5 पेज से लेके 2 पेज के बीच में आंसर इसका लिख सकते हो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, बिकॉज 150 वर्ड्स क्वेश्चन. अभी देखिए जीएस में 150 वर्ड्स के क्वेश्चन आते हैं और 250 वर्ड्स के क्वेश्चन आते हैं, 10 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन and 15 marks question. In introduction, you will write down 2 aspects, why and what. That means why base year or what base year. What is the meaning of base year and why we should use the base year. ये दोनों aspect आप include करते हो introduction में, and should not be more than 3 to 4 lines. 3 से 4 लाइन से ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं होना चाहिए introduction आप. And then in body part, it depends on question also, right? क्या चैलेंजेस हैं, क्या सॉल्यूशंस है, और व्हाटएवर जिस तरह का क्वेश्चन है उस तरह की चीजें आप डेल्ट करोगे जिसमें आपका मेन आंसर आता है. लेकिन इसमें क्या आप लोग हेडिंग दो, अपना जितना भी इनोवेशन है वो सारा दिखाओ आप लोग, टू गिव ए ब्यूटीफुल आंसर और टू गिव ब्यूटीफुल प्रेजेंटेशन, राइट. और जो भी लाइंस लिखनी है वो पैराग्राफ में नहीं लिखनी है, हमें पॉइंट्स में लिखनी है, राइट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं लिख रहा हूँ कि व्हाट आर द इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑफ बेस ईयर. अब इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑफ बेस ईयर में आप लोग पॉइंट्स में लिखो, दिस इज द इम्प्लीकेशन, दिस इज द इम्प्लीकेशन, दिस इज द, या पॉजिटिव इम्प्लीकेशन और नेगेटिव इम्प्लीकेशंस दोनों तरह के आ जाएंगे, व्हाटएवर, राइट. सो आप लोगों को पॉइंट्स में लिखना है, बिकॉज मार्किंग पॉइंट्स पे होती है. सपोज आई एम एग्जामिनर, राइट, आप लोगों की कॉपी चेक कर रहा हूँ, देन आप मान लीजिए अपने पैराग्राफ में सारा आंसर लिखा हुआ है, देयर आर नो पॉइंट्स, और सपोज ऑन द वर्स्ट साइड यू आर नॉट अंडरलाइंड आल्सो, आपने पैराग्राफ लिखने के बाद अंडरलाइन भी नहीं किया, है ना. जैसे ही मैं पैराग्राफ को देखूंगा पढ़ने को पढ़ने में जोर आएगा, राइट, उसको. एंड देन मैं सर्किल करूंगा, लाइक अच्छा ये पॉइंट एक काम का लिखा है, ये पॉइंट एक काम का लिखा है. मेरे को मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी पॉइंट सर्च करने में कि आपने कितने नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स अपने काम के पॉइंट्स लिखे हैं इस आंसर में. और सपोज आपने पॉइंट्स में आंसर लिखे, देन मुझे कोई मेहनत नहीं करनी, मैं जस्ट हेडिंग देखूंगा आपकी, आपने लिखा हेडिंग इम्प्लीकेशन, ओके, ये इम्प्लीकेशन की बात कर रहा है, देन ओके दिस इज इम्प्लीकेशन, ओके हाफ मार्क और ओके 3 मार्क्स इम्प्लीकेशन पे, 4 मार्क्स इम्प्लीकेशन पे दे दी मैंने, राइट. लास्ट में कंक्लूजन, अब कंक्लूजन थोड़ा सा एनालिसिस एनालिटिकल वे में होना चाहिए और फ्यूचर पर्सपेक्टिव होना चाहिए, होपफुल में लिखना है आप लोग, नेगेटिव कंक्लूजन नहीं लिख कर आना कि सब कुछ खत्म हो गया, कुछ अच्छा नहीं होगा, इस तरह की चीज नहीं लिखना। इट शुड बी ऑलवेज इन होपफुल एस्पेक्ट, राइट? यस, ये कर लें तो बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा, लाइक दैट, वट एवर। जस्ट मैं एक बेसिक थीम दे रहा हूँ आप लोगों को, इनोवेशन दिखाना आप लोग इसमें, तो इस तरह से इसका आंसर लिखना आप लोग। सो विल सी दैट और द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर अटेंडिंग द ऑनलाइन क्लासेस, यू प्लीज सबमिट योर आंसर बिफोर द क्लास, राइट? और एक टाइम रख लेते हैं, लाइक मेरे को चेक करने के लिए भी टाइम चाहिए होगा। You just submit your answer by 12 o'clock tomorrow, right? 12 p.m. कल 12 बजे तक आप लोग इसका आंसर आप लोगों को सबमिट कर देना, राइट? लिखना कोशिश करना, आज ही लिख के आज ही सबमिट कर दो आप लोग। So this is the end of class and we'll meet tomorrow.